Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Freeze Mage, Rise of Shadows style. So this Freeze Mage build that I have here, this is Soullegit's build. And if you're a fan of Freeze Mage of old from the classic days, then this is barely recognizable. And I have to say that the name Freeze Mage is only partially apt for what the deck is about in Rise of Shadows. Because what Freeze Mage used to do, Freeze Mage used to be a deck that stalled, then it played Alexstrasza, then it played some Fireballs and a Frostbolt to the face and won the game. Optionally add in some Iceland Seas, maybe Antonidas, maybe even some Evolved Kobolds, depending on the era, but the point is that you just won the game through burn spells. And technically, the new iteration of Freeze Mage is capable of doing that. You can freeze the board a lot of times. You have 2 Frost Novas in the deck, you have 2 Blizzards in the deck, you have 2 Rays of Frost in the deck, so there's plenty of freezing going on. And you also have Doomsayers to go with those freezes, so Freeze and Doomsayer, pretty sweet board clear. But in today's Hearthstone world, Alexstrasza and burn damage just doesn't usually cut it. So what usually happens when you play this deck is that you play stuff. You play stuff like Astromancers, you play stuff like Mountain Giants, you play stuff like Giggling Inventor even, and then you play some Conjurer's Callings, and you have a bunch of big minions. And then you freeze the board so that your opponent can't do anything about your big minions, and then those big minions hit face. And then when you have 15 damage or more on the board, you sometimes drop an Alexstrasza and then you hit face, and that's the way you win. And sometimes you just get to do a lot of stuff because the deck runs Luna's Pocket Galaxy. Luna's Pocket Galaxy is one of the cards that was buffed in June, and 5 mana change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. This used to cost 7 mana, and at 5 mana it has become significantly better. Looking at performance statistics of Luna's Pocket Galaxy shows that it's doing kind of okay in Cyclone Mage, but it's pretty mediocre in that one. That deck has just a lot more cheap spells, and Luna's really doesn't come to its own rights in that one. But the statistics are showing that Luna's is actually performing pretty well in Freeze Mage, because the whole idea of the deck is that you freeze the board, you play some big minions, you hit face with big minions while the opponent's board is frozen. And when you have had a chance to play Luna's Pocket Galaxy, then you can freeze the board, like Blizzard costs 6 mana, okay, but if your Astromancer costs 1 mana, you can freeze the board, you can play minions at the same time, you can even draw cards at the same time as you freeze the board and play minions. So that's just a ton of stuff that you can do, and you can play minions and you can Conjurer's Call them, or if you have your 1 mana Antonidas, you can play that and you can play a ton of spells and you can generate tons of Fireballs. So while this deck still retains the possibility of winning the game through direct burn damage, the usual way with this deck is minions and freezes, and Fireballs, Frostbolts, sometimes they go face, sometimes you just use them to pick off taunt minions so that your minions can go face. There's quite a lot of options on how to use those cards in this deck at the moment. Your hand really determines the plan that you have going into the game. You have Doomsayers, you have freezes, so you have potential to get an empty board that you can then use to maybe play Luna's Pocket Galaxy, get some time to do that, maybe develop on the board, get some time to do that, and then you're just trying to find a way in which you are able to attack and you're able to stall enough that the opponent cannot fight back effectively. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always looking for your card draw. Acolyte of Pain, Arcane Intellect, excellent cards to keep. Then you have to determine, okay, what sort of matchup are you in? If you're in a matchup where you are being the defender, then you're looking for cards like Doomsayer and Frost Nova. You're trying to find these defensive tools. And if you have a bunch of good stuff, then you might be able to keep a Luna's Pocket Galaxy even in those sort of matchups, or if you're on the coin, you can probably afford to keep a Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant cannot really be used in aggressive matchups if you're on the play, but if you're on the coin, you get that extra card, you get that coin, that's 2 extra cards. So that's enough to make Mountain Giant potentially playable. Whereas if you're in a slower matchup and you are being the aggressor, then you're looking for your Mountain Giant, you're looking for your Luna's Pocket Galaxy. So you want a Mountain Giant that you can use as early as possible, you want Lunas that you can use as early as possible so that you can make all sorts of minions cost 1, and you want to draw cards. And if you happen to have a Mountain Giant in hand, then you can also keep a Conjurer's Calling to go with that one. Overall, this deck is very flexible in its game plan, because you have the Alexstrasza, you can change the opponent's health, you have lots of big minions that you can use alone, or you can use them together with Conjurer's Calling, you have lots of freeze effects that you need to choose when to use, you have some board clears that you need to choose when you use those. So there are many ways to try to reduce the opponent's health to 0, with spells with minions, ignoring the opponent's board or fighting for the board. Overall, the deck is fairly strong. Its weakness is fast aggro, because you can't always find your Doomsayers, you can't always find your freezes, you might end up taking too much damage too quickly. In this particular build, there's Arcane Keysmiths, which can give you some secrets that try to mitigate that problem, and there's Giggling Inventor, which can also help if you manage to reach mid-game, get some taunts on the way. And depending on what sort of aggression you're facing, some builds replace Giggling Inventor with Harrison Jones, in case you need weapon removal. But if the deck gets to a value battle, then there's a ton of value in this deck. I've also written about this deck in more detail over at Hearthstone Top Decks. There's a link down below in the description if you want to check out a written guide. But if you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to this channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Freeze Mage in action. I'm holding on to a Doomsayer. I need to be defending here. I mean, it could be mid-range or something too, who knows. I have Conjurer's Calling, which can be used to destroy magnetized mechs. So that's an upside. Then I have the choice to play Tempo Doomsayer on 2. But it's fairly unlikely that I would take that option. Oh, it's a mid-range hunter. Yeah, I think pinging that is fine. Well, just playing a little bit of mage for a change. But we'll see. Just a little tired. Do I want to play a preemptive Doomsayer? But then what do I do on 4? There's nothing I can do on 4. So I think I have to risk it and hope that I can play the Doomsayer next turn. Although it might not go through, because he's probably playing an Animal Companion here. I mean, I have the option to play Doomsayer and Frostbolt. That would mean that Doomsayer would likely survive. Then I might get to play Pocket Galaxy the turn after. I haven't found anything that draws cards yet. I think I'll probably try that. I'll kill off the Huffer. I'll get the Doomsayer out there. Yeah, I just felt like I'm taking a day off from budget at least. I mean, I would still need to work on the Shaman at the very least. Maybe something else too. There's like Shaman, Warrior, Mage that I haven't completed. I've done all the other classes for this meta. There's still a couple of classes that I haven't done. But I was just feeling a little tired. I couldn't build a deck today. I'm not sure if I'm in a proper shape to play Freeze Mage either, but let's try to chill a little bit and take it easy. Let's see what happens. How viable is Control Shaman? I think Control Shaman should be pretty good. I'll build one eventually. Here I want to play the Pocket Galaxy. The Doomsayer was a setup that gave me the chance to play the Pocket Galaxy. Obviously, from here I'm still working from behind. But now there's a chance that I can top deck some really good stuff. And maybe catch up a little bit. And I can fireball away that Rhino, which is a big deal. I really don't want to let him have a Rhino. Okay. Depends whether he has 2 Rhinos in the deck or not. Hi, Trek. Freeze Mage is chill. Yeah. It is, isn't it? Feeling pretty chill. So it's going to be 5 from Astromancer. And that probably will have to do. Let's try that. Oh. That might not be good. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I would like to find some card draw. I mean, I have the Acolyte in the deck. I have the Arcane Intellect in the deck. Would be nice to find some of that stuff, now that I have the Pocket Galaxy. Alex Conjurers. You think that was the play? Make a bunch of 9-drops? Maybe that would have been the play. It's possible. That's not a promising start, but we'll try to be really chill today. See if that helps any. Well, now that I have a Frost Nova, but is that pair of 9-drops strong enough anyway? I mean, I could do Alex on his face, freeze his minion, Conjurer's Calling. That would be possible. But do I have 15 next turn with 2 9-drops? I don't think I necessarily have 15 next turn with 2 9-drops. I could also like use Ciliax and make a pair of 5-drops here. I think I kind of like that. Let's use Ciliax to trade away that one and then turn that into a pair of 5-drops. Pretty weak 5-drops. Well, this one is okay, I guess. Hunter has a handful of cards, so... But that 4-2 as a 5-drop isn't very impressive. This way, also, if he doesn't, for some reason, doesn't kill all of this stuff, but he's always going to kill all of this stuff. But if he wouldn't, then that Alex Frost Nova Conjurers would be more effective. But it's always going to die. Yep. This stuff is just going to die. Whoa. An interesting approach for sure. Because now I can just Alex my own face, and then I can freeze his board. I guess we're going for that one. So I Alex my own face and I freeze his board. That's 4 mana. I push 9. Do I Conjurers the Alex? Perhaps. I guess I do. This, and then I will use the Frost Nova. And these push 9 to the face here. These push 9 to the face, put him down to 12. Freeze the board. Make 2 9-drops out of Alex. One of them has Rush. I don't need to rush for anything really. I don't think I need to kill anything with that. So we can try to do something like this. So now can he deal 15 from hand? If he top decks the 4/4 Hound and he has a pair of kill commands, something like that. He's at 11, so also if he can deal with 3 of the minions, that would do it. Or with both of the bigger minions. When he could have deadly shots, right? He did top deck the Hound immediately. That was pretty sweet. 3 out of 15. So 1 out of 5. So that with kill commands. But this is not enough even with the kill command now. He needs double kill command. And that just doesn't do anything. We'll try with this. I mean, I had like put him down to 15, Conjurers the Alex, have 2 minions, he would be at 15 earlier. But I didn't think that was strong enough, because then I would not have a clear path to lethal from there. Mountain Giant, eh? Bone tossing me. Oh dear. Kept another pair of cards there. So is this time to play a Doomsayer? What if he magnetizes... He magnetizes Venomizer on this. And uses that to kill the Doomsayer. Then he has a 2-4 and then what do I do? I could also double Ray of Frost to kill this. Venomizer is the only really, but 2 cards kept against the Mage. That's pretty strong. I can still, because I have 2 Doomsayers, I can still do this. This will force the Venomizer if he has a Venomizer. And then I can just do Doomsayer Ray of Frost to get rid of that. So it's still going to be fine. This will force a Venomizer if there's a Venomizer. And redraw some cards. Alright. He's explodinating. Oh dear. I have a Mountain Giant, I have a Conjurer's Calling. Well, well. Acolyte draws 1 card probably. After 1 card being drawn. That means Mountain Giant costs 3 next turn, then I could Mountain Giant coin Conjurer's Calling if I wanted to. I could also go with Frost Nova Doomsayer first. Mountain Giant. Yeah, I think we're dropping an Acolyte here. Let's try this. I don't expect him to mill me. Even if he mills me, does it really matter? It's not like my deck has any individual card. That's really, really important. Face Heatage. Okay. He could still have hard removal out there. But I guess that Mountain Giant coin Conjurer's Calling is reasonably attractive. You can still have Venomizers. 9 cards in hand. I mean, I have the Doomsayer Frost Nova too. What if he just magnetizes... well, we'll see. Let's draw a card first. Now play the Mountain Giant. I'll coin the Conjurer's Calling. Let's try this. This will at least force out hard removal. We'll see. After a Galvanizer he could already have the Venomizer Missile Launcher. But that means that all of his other stuff is going to die. It's going to leave just 1 up. Spider Bomb. Is there a Fireworks deck to go with that? That would probably clean up the board. There is. So that's going to clean this up. Oh, rather nicely too. So is he going to go all face here? I guess he's going all face. Oh, that's annoying. So probably need to go Frost Nova Doomsayer here. I must not kill any of the minions, so that he cannot play anything. So this one just needs to hit over there. That will draw me the card. This will then allow me to go Giggling Inventor. So that I can play around him having Leroy. But I am taking a bit of damage here, obviously. This is one of the weaker matchups. This has got to be a Giggling Inventor turn. Because if I could ensure Ice Barrier from Keysmith, I would go for that, but I cannot, obviously. So there's definitely a chance that I will just die. I'll have to see about that in the near future. I can freeze more stuff. How long can I keep stuff frozen? I can keep stuff frozen for a while. Oh, an Unleash. Okay. Interesting Unleash use. So I want to keep stuff frozen, and I'll need to Conjurer's Calling more 7-drops for myself. That's the way things go around here at the moment. Need to use triple Ray of Frost or Frost Nova. Triple Ray of Frost is fine. 5 mana after that. But that one goes face, and then I Conjurer's Call it. And then I'll do triple Ray of Frost. One Ray of Frost there, one Ray of Frost there, one Ray of Frost there. These are going face. I'm pinging face. 3 turns against steady shot. Less if there are bombs. I can keep his stuff mostly frozen. Have 12 damage here. Bombs are a problem. Bombs with activation. And Ziliax could be a problem.
Unity, precision.
There's the Ziliax.
What is my purpose?
That's a problem. Because now I will have to ping and fireball the Ziliax. That would cost 6 mana. Then I can still Ray of Frost. It's not a huge problem. He does get a mech. So I need to ping and fireball the Ziliax, then I can push 12 to the face. That puts him down to 13. That sets up for potential lethal for next turn.
Interesting.
Right. I also have the Alexstrasza I could use next turn. So what if I have 10, 12 damage? I'm not sure. I think I need to do it like this. This puts him down to 13, so this potentially sets up for lethal. But I would need to have everything that I have on the board in order to get that lethal. He would need to have mech plus an activator in order to get a bomb go off. Because bomb plus hero power would be able to kill me. This does nothing, because I lose 1 damage from the board, but he deals 1 damage to his own face. So there I just have lethal. And there. I still had 1 health left. 1 health is more than 0 health. Giant can be kept sometimes on the coin. I might try to keep it. And I try to keep the Keysmith. Viewable. Yeah, well, maybe. Who really cares even? I certainly don't. Oh boy, it's a Murloc Shaman. I could kill this immediately if I spent my coin. How scared am I of this? I maybe should have spent the coin. Ooze. Well, that's a surprise. 4 damage so far. Doomsayer, and he needs 3 damage to deal with it. Summon 3 Murlocs, for example. Unless I spent the coin then with the Doomsayer in order to do Ray of Frost. But I don't have a good follow-up for 3. So I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm just killing that Murloc instead. I'll leave the 3-2 up. Murlocs can be made poisonous, they can be given extra health. Lots of nasty things can be done with the Murlocs. He can obviously have silence, these decks run double silence nowadays. I still think I need to try the Doomsayer here. And Ray of Frost on the War Leader. So that he can't make this into poisonous to kill the Doomsayer. Then he has to have the Earthshock. 4 damage doesn't come out of anything else. There has to be an Earthshock. Top deck Earthshock. Top deck Earthshock is always a good choice. I highly recommend top decking Earthshocks. Just the moment you need them. And now because of the healing totem roll, pinging is ineffective. But if I Frostbolt the War Leader, I cannot deal with if he has the Underbelly Angler. So I probably need to play the Keysmith instead. Minions, spell prevention. I mean, this prevents a bloodlust potentially. I'll take the entity. Let's grab a copy of the next minion he plays. I have stuff like Coin Blizzard available. Slurper's not bad. Not awesome, but not bad either. Okay, this board I don't mind. He probably trades with the ooze, right? Oh, he's a no trading type of fellow. Okay. I'm going to coin the Blizzard. And Slurper will trade off the Ward Eater. This one goes face. Alright. So we've seen the Ghostlight Angler. He has a Lackey in hand. A couple of cards that have been there since the beginning. Another Healing Totem. Healing Totem can be effective. I can't get a Giant out there yet. So I need to just ping the 1/1. And wait, this is a solo Ray of Frost, but I can use like Frost Nova Ray of Frost to kill something, potentially. But I don't have a good ward clear at the moment. Oh no, that's a pretty strong one. That's a strong one. So if there's a Bloodlust, there's 11 damage. Okay. Yeah, Murloc Shamans are often running these late game cards nowadays. You could even have the big Hagata. But I need to play the Mountain Giant here. I can freeze that one so that it cannot attack right this moment. Buy a little bit of time. So now he has a Horror, which can do nasty things potentially. He runs Hex in Murloc Shaman. That's a surprise. That is not a card that is used in that deck. So I didn't see that coming. Because that definitely is not a card that is used in that archetype. We need to fireball the 5/5. Why do you have Hex in Murloc Shaman? Alongside Urchok. Tons of silence effects. That's really, really curious. Now he's going to fill up his hand with random Murlocs. How many random Murlocs? As long as he doesn't get a Ghostlight Angler. Well, he might have more silence effects. That would be devastating. More silence effects would be devastating. But we're going with the Doomsayer Frost Nova. Obviously, at this point. So he needs to have another Urchok, or he needs to have another Hex in hand right now, because he can't play anything, the board is full. Does he have another... I mean, does he have a third silence effect in the first 13 cards of his deck? That is so unlikely. But if he does, then he probably wins the game. Because I don't see a way to recover from that if he has it. But this does not... Wait. Okay, that was an unexpected turn of events, I have to say. I did not see that coming.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
I really did not see that particular thing happening. That was extremely surprising to me. I won't be able to defend for another turn, right? It looks like I won't. And I have just 20 damage. I don't have enough damage. I have enough damage. I actually do have enough damage. Well, that was a surprising game. I had to go through some drastic measures to win it. Maybe I'll try with something like this. Crow kept all the cards. That's never my favorite piece of news. 10-2 is just a dagger. Yeah. I need to choose whether I coin the Acolyte. I don't think I coined the Acolyte. Let's just ping face for now. See what his...
This guy's toast.
SI7 agent. So now if I play the Acolyte, it's going to die in one hit. I mean, I have the alternative to play Arcane Intellect. I think we're playing Arcane Intellect here. Let's draw some cards. Pair of Frost Novas. Not exactly what I had in mind. But let's see. Ooh, the Henge clan. Powerful stuff. I can't take a beating from these forever. There's that too. But I drew Alex and Antonidas before Galaxy. So it's unlikely that I can set up a good Alex to kill him. I might even need to use Alex defensively. I have to prevent some damage at least here. Pink can probably go face, because I think I will kill that with Celiax next turn, with the way my hand is currently lined up.
I hope you like my invention.
Looks like a shark rogue. Don't really have a way to deal with a shark. No, lackeys are nice. Yeah, just the way my hand lines up at the moment means that this is Celiax to kill the tree. I know he can get a lot of things done here, but I believe this is the way I need to do this. I probably need to coin an Astromancer to try to go Astromancer into having something useful. 2 cards from my deck. Well, if he has a Mountain Giant there now, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's the highest high roll possible. I applaud his ability to high roll a Mountain Giant out of those. That was sweet. No way to kill it right now, so I just need to coin an Astromancer. Well, I don't have any rush minions in my deck. I could hit the Mountain Giant so that I could kill it later, but I think I will kill the... Miscreant. I can freeze the Mountain Giant a couple of times at least. But obviously... No, he had a Thought Steal that he got from the Henge Clan Burglar, and the Thought Steal gave him a Mountain Giant from my deck. I mean, there were 2 Mountain Giants and 19 cards, so... That was a decent chance to get one. It was 10% per card. Get 2 attempts. Sure, you can hit that one. That's always possible. No, there's just a chance that I die to this Mountain Giant here. Rather unpleasant thing overall. Yeah, it looks like I'm dead. And my best chance to survive is to do this. But then I'd still need like a Ray of Frost top deck. Frostbolt top deck. And that's probably not enough to survive anyway. I mean, I can use the Akali to hit the Mountain Giant, but that uses my entire turn, which probably is not strong enough. Or I can freeze the board again, but he might just have the necessary damage from hand at this point. Yeah, he probably will have it from hand. So, just those kinds of games. So I assume that I will have to Alex myself next turn, if I even survive. But I don't think I will survive. Well, there's always RNG in Hearthstone. I probably would have won this game if he didn't roll Mountain Giant exactly from the Thought Steal.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.